Human beings are the only creatures we know that have the ability to take control of their environment in a massive scale. We can lay waste to entire lands or make it fruitful for all. This is true for the ocean. If we tend to it and care for it as deeply as we care for our survival, the water-dwelling species will thrive. Because it may not matter to us right now, we can live maybe let's say about 100 plus years doing the same thing we do now. But it will be the future generations that will truly suffer from all the destruction we cause, especially the ocean. Maybe one day there will be no majestic creatures to gaze upon, or no fish to fish. What we must do is protect it and keep it clean. One way to do this is promote the MPA, also called the Marine Protected Areas.
Philippines is located in the southeast part of Asia that is separated from the mainland. And because of this, its geography consists of ample amounts of water, wherein the Filipinos took advantage of this to create a sustainable livelihood through marine agriculture.
Coral reefs begin to form when free-swimming coral larvae attach to submerged rocks or other hard surfaces along the edges of islands or continents. They provide a huge impact of total capture of fisheries, making or of 20%. Despite the abundance of bodies of water in our country, there are only a total of 10% active and healthy coral reefs in the Philippines.
Coral reefs are often called rainforests of the sea, form of some of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth while providing home to 25% or 2,000 to 3,000 different marine species including fishes, mollusks, echinoderms, tunicates, and other cnidarians.
Despite the abundance of bodies of water in our country, there are only a total of 10% active of healthy coral reefs in the Philippines, and these are currently under the MPA or Marine Protected Areas. So this greatly affects the livelihood of our fellow fishermen, and even with its abundance of bodies of water surrounding it, we actually import fish to other countries, and that's how are greatly affected our marine areas are. So I think the three examples contribute to harm is are temperature, dynamite fishing, and water pollution.
Fully protected or no-take marine protected areas are actually a very popular technique in preserving wildlife, not only in the Philippines, but also in other countries. It allows marine wildlife to expand and reproduce more, while also preserving it. The problem with this is now we damage our marine wildlife more than we can actually produce more of them. So this is where biotechnology comes in.
Biotechnology is the use of living organisms and biological systems to develop and produce products and new technologies that would improve human life. For thousands of years, humankind has used biotechnology in agriculture, food production, and medicine. It is also believed that biotechnology may be used in the expansion of marine protected areas.
It is very important that our local government invest in the establishment of noted MPAs and networks of marine protected areas to avert a fishery crisis in the future. Aside from that, an effort to research on the biotechnology strategy to help the expansion of marine protected areas is also a must.
Good morning. We are a group of students from Mapua. I'm Trisha Sanchez.
I'm Zach De La Paz.
I'm Cassandra De Jesus.
I'm Fortustaris.
I am Carl Chugani.
And we are here with Dr. Santos. to conduct an interview about marine protected areas.
I'm Dr. Muji Kiwi Santos. You can call me Muji. I'm a scientist too at the National Fisheries Research and Development Institute under the Department of Agriculture. So, question.
The first question, sir, is what are the protected marine protected areas?
Well, marine protected areas actually may technical definition yan in the textbook, and even we have a definition under our national laws, no. But essentially, these are portions or areas in the sea where it is declared to be an area which is managed whether by the local government or the national government. Managed meaning they can or cannot allow fishing or taking or ecotourism, etc. etc.
Sir, next question. Do you agree with the expansion of marine protected areas?
Oh yeah, I mean, you see, the problem of the marine ecosystem, particularly with regards to threats, there's so many of them, like overfishing, illegal fishing like dynamite, cyanide. There's mixed use problem among municipal and commercial fishers. You know, there's the ecotourism and even land-based development, which affects the coastal areas. And so in many cases it's difficult to address each one of them, okay, but we're trying to. But one of the things that we see as a very good solution, a cross-cutting solution for all of these threats and problems, is establishing a marine protected area, so that those areas where essentially fish can grow and breed, so that they can sustain their populations. And so by increasing now marine protected areas or expanding them, we're making sure or making it better for the fish populations or the corals to grow and regenerate and sustain kung marami yung areas na napoprotektahan. So the more the merrier. In fact, actually, under our laws, there are already specific provisions there which mandates local government units, for example, to establish 15%. For example, Republic Act 8550 established 15% of their municipal waters to declare them as fish sanctuaries. Now, fish sanctuaries is a little bit different from MPAs. Fish sanctuaries are fixed no-take zones. MPAs, merong core zone yan kung saan yun yung fish sanctuary, and then meron yung buffer zones. So it's kind of a little bit different. But what I'm saying is that yes, we need to expand actually marine protected areas for us to have a better management and a better outlook for the future of our marine ecosystems and marine environment.
So, sir, if you would be given a chance to be ahead on the preservation of marine protected areas,
Ahead? What do you mean ahead?
You're in charge.
A lead? Okay.
So, what would be your plan of action and where would it be?
Buong Pilipinas?
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, that's a no-brainer. One, because our laws already provide us to establish, sabi ko nga, fish sanctuaries. And hindi pa nami-meet yun. Maybe yung kung 15% of the entire country for coastal areas as fish sanctuary, siguro meron dyan, baka nagawa pa lang natin, siguro 5% maybe. So, you know, hindi kung ikaw ang lead, you don't even need to, you know, think about what to do. You just implement the law kasi mandated na yun ang batas. So, where to do that? Sabi ko nga, for one, sa yung 15%, no? Automatic yun by law. But if you have a big area like a bay for example, and kung kailangan mong pilian yung 15% nung i-establish mo, you need to conduct studies actually where nasaan yung mga nursery grounds, nasaan yung mga, alam mo yung nursery grounds, kung saan nagpapalaki yung mga isda, or spawning grounds, meaning kung saan nangingitlog yung mga isda, or saan sila nag-aggregate for feeding, kung saan sila kumakain. Kasi yung dagat, hindi yan homogeneous, no? May mga areas lang yan kung saan productive. So, may mga areas siya kung saan lang nandun yung pagkain, kaya doon siya manganganak, no? For the fishes. And of course, may mga habitats dyan, no? Meron yung mga reef areas, may mga seagrass, seaweeds beds. Ito yung mga bagay na kailangan pag-aralan muna so that you can pinpoint where you can put these marine protected areas. Yun ang basis na. Kasi hindi pa pwedeng ano din lang eh, parang abracadabra, sis bomba, dito na yung area na gusto ko, hindi may basis. In fact, for MPA planning, ang gusto niya dyan is may connectivity, meaning connected yung mangroves with the seagrass and the corals and the fishes. So that yung life cycle nila, di ba may mga life cycles yan tumatawid dun sa mga habitats na yun. So kung isang habitat lang protected, yung iba hindi, or destroyed na, hindi rin makukomplete yung life cycle niya. Wala rin saysay. So mga ganong elements ang pinakailangan to establish your PAs.
How can biotechnology or biology can be used to preserve these areas?
Biology? Well, of course, unang-una, biology yung ginagamit as a basis for establishing these marine protected areas. Sabi ko nga kanina, you have to know where the seagrass beds are. Corals dyan. Anong species ng corals, anong species ng isda ang nabubuhay sa corals. So, kailangan yun. No? These are, kasi nga hindi ka pwedeng mag-establish ng batas kung walang ganong information. You simply cannot because it is required. So, biology ang kinakailangan doon. In terms of biotechnology naman, one of the things that we do, kasi nga gusto natin makita kung connected nga ba yung mga habitats. So, you can do DNA markers, for example, using DNA markers to establish yung connectivity ng mga habitats. So in a way, you can use biotech for that. If for example, you are able to get a natural product or something, a pharmaceutical product out of a marine area, na feeling nyo makakaproduce kayo ng drug, then you can perhaps use that as a reason, as justification to preserve a certain area, to establish it a marine protected area. So kahit hindi siya buhay na buhay yung corals, konti na lang, pero nakita kayong isang animal doon na pwedeng paggawa ng pharmaceutical products, then you can use that science to say that, look, we need to protect this area because we can get marine products out of it, or biotech products out of it.
Doctor, you mentioned about DNA markers. So how do it works?
Well, kasi, for example, in two areas, no, there are one species of fish na meron isa dito sa isang area na to, and then may nakikita kayong isang species, same species pero may ibang grupo ng fish na nandito sa kabila, and then you want to say whether these two areas or these two populations are mixing. So what you do is you take out their genetics, their DNA, and then you can more or less say whether there's breeding or mixing or not. If not, then you can protect them na hiwalay, or if they're connected, then doon papasok you need to expand your MPA such that kailangan buo yung area na dalawa kasi nga connected yung population, such that kasi kung nandito sa area maraming threat, then at least you're sure na may pool na i-input, may source siya, no, na makakapag-replenish dun sa tinatamaan mo, something like that. So using DNA, you can look for connectivity in these populations.
Is the fishing industry a big factor kung bakit hindi ma-expand ng MPAs?
Depende sa fishing industry.
Sir, what are the current biotechnological researches that you are currently studying right now regarding the MPAs po?
Yun, more on genetic connectivity studies. Ganun lang. It's more on kasi resource management kasi. Yung kwento ko kanina about a pharmaceutical drug, well, there are examples of like hindi ko alam kung alam niyo yung mga cone shells, no, where na-derive yung isang yung conus toxin, where it was derived, nakuha yan sa Pilipinas sa isang cone shell, and you can look it up in the internet, yung story niya, and doon it's a multi-billion-dollar industry right now. So and it's biotech. Pero hindi yun nakuha dahil sa marine protected area siya or what I'm saying is that if you have something like that, then you can establish more protected marine protected areas. Ganun yung kwento. Kasi may target ecosystem services kasi yan. Kung meron kang MPA, lalo na kung siya yung hindi pa siya degraded or marami pang then yung potential for generating a lot of ecosystem services like pharmaceutical drugs or ecosystem services like ecotourism makukuha yun sa MPA. I guess in your case, MPA, biotech, more on resource management, population, genetics, and yun nga, maybe you can try to look it up yung kwento ng cone shell and maybe try to link that up with the konsepto ng MPA. Sabi ko nga, ang suggestion ko, use that as a justification, as a motivation to create more MPAs. Parang ganon. And MPAs also as sources of these things. Na at least na-preserve, hindi nauubos. So in the future, we can develop such products. Pero sa ngayon, walang diretsong biotech sa MPA. Population genetics, if you can call that biotech.
Cone snails are dangerous and minuscule. Despite their small size, the venom of the most dangerous cone snails such as Conus geographus and Conus striatus actually packs a mean kick that is powerful enough to be fatal to a fully grown human. As bad as all of that may sound, the cone snails may actually be some of the new heroes of the medical world. The very thing that makes them so dangerous is that this abundance of nasty toxins could hold the key to curing many diseases that have been incredibly difficult to make any headway in. The reason that these toxins are so useful is the fact that the compounds they are made from target specific type of receptor cells while completely ignoring all others, meaning that they can quickly and precisely cause a desired effect with very little side effects. One such drug that has been developed from some of these toxins is ziconotide, which was approved for clinical use in the USA in 2004 and is roughly 1,000 times more potent than morphine. Is beauty really deceiving, or this beauty will save humanity?
Hindi, kasi
Ano po yun?
papunta ka lang sa mga kaibigan dito.
Bakit po yun? Anong nasabi niyo sa marine protected areas po yan?
Papalakihin?
Papanahin.
Bakit ba?
Opinion niyo.
Hindi naman kailangan palakihin yung ganun kasi,
Bakit po?
diba? Hindi naman kailangan palakihin kasi yung ganung protected area, mayroon lang binabantayan na specific na lugar. Kung papalakihin mo, nang wala naman dahil na walang protektahan, hindi effective yung ganun. Or walang dahilan para palakihin. So, huwag din sa mo.
Salamat po yan. Kuya Carlos,
Kuya Carlo de Jesus.
Kuya Carlos. Ay, kuya! Kuya. Ano po masabi niyo sa marine protected areas expansion?
Yung pabor. Opo.
Bakit?
Siyempre, para yun, para mas malawak yung mas maprotektahan pa din sa dagat na creatures, sea creatures, di ba? Kasi pag naubos yun, di ba, siyempre tayo din ma-apektuhan. Ayun po. Okay siya.
Okay po.
Mas pabor ako.
Salamat po,
Sige,
Roy.